Hi and welcome to the Craft Room. I'm Ellie Barnes. I'm here this morning to show you another card, and hopefully I will have a few people join us and watch along, and we'll be able to have some fun together and maybe even be able to show you a few new tricks or trades. So hopefully we can get this going. I'm just going to see if anyone's watching. Yes, we're starting to get things happening, so I'm not going to muck around too much sitting here. I think we need to get straight into it. So let's turn you down to the desk and show you what we're going to be doing today. Normally I craft along with just one stamp set or bundle or suite, but today I'm going to stamp with a whole lot because I want to make something special. So let's turn you down and I'll show you what we're going to do. So sorry if I'm going to make you a bit dizzy, but we just got to get this a bit straighter. No, we're there. And I need to flip you around. So close your eyes if this makes you dizzy. But that's looking better. So that's looking good. So let's get started. First of all, we are using things out of the new catalogue. Some have been carried over. Some are from the online store. And as I said, some from the catalogue. Well, from the catalogue. Some, no, I don't think anything's brand new. We'll work it out as we go. So I'm going to get my grid paper in. I'm going to pop that in so it's straight, and I'm going to use, this actually is new, I'm going to use this stamp set, Places in the Heart, and I've particularly chosen this today because tomorrow is Mother's Day and all mums, including me, like to get a bit spoilt on the day. So I just thought I'd show you some of the things that's in the set. There's two pictures, one of a young baby and a mum with an older child. And it says here there's a few greetings or sentiments. There are places in the heart that you didn't know exist until you have a child. And that is true. I found that one out. When a child is born, so is a mother. So happy for you, and may all the love that you gave to me come back to you on your special day. So we're going to use this, the older child, and I'm going to use this sentiment, may all the love you gave to me come back to you on your special day. But I want to use that inside the card. So I've grabbed this one, Best Family Ever, and it has the word mum. It's got the American spelling here, but you've got the Australian spelling here. So I'm going to use that. And to go with it on the front of the card, I've grabbed Sentimental Park. And I'm going to use You Are Amazing. So at the front it'll say, You Are Amazing Mum. And then inside it'll say, may all the love you gave to me come back to you on your special day. So they're the stamps I'm going to use. I'm going to start off with this piece of paper, which is Coral Calypso. And I'm going to use, this is Hello Irresistible, the DSP that you can, designer series paper, that you can get online, through the online store. And you can see I've used it a bit, but I'm going to use this piece. Now I'm not going to use the flower side, even though that's gorgeous, and I love flowers. Anyone that has been watching me for a while knows I do a lot with flowers. I love making 3D flowers especially. But I'm going to use this side. So that will be a nice background for our image of a mother and child. So we'll grab the trimmer and we'll start cutting up what we need. So first of all, I need to cut a card just bring that back down. I'm cutting the card our normal card size, which is 14.8 centimetres, which is actually half the sheet. So you get 2 cards out of a sheet. So I put that away, and then I score it again at the halfway mark, which is 10.5, and make sure you put your cutting blade to the top. I've made that mistake before and cut it in half when I wanted to score it. So that's scored and I'm ready to be folded. And then I'm going to cut the DSP, and I need to cut this, and I'm going to use on this side where it's half the Coral Calypso colour and half the Daffodil Delight colour. I'm going to cut it at around 10 centimetres. I'm trying to remember. And I need to cut that, yes, at 14.8, so that it's the same length as the card, but it's a little bit shorter. If I fold the card in half, you can see it's the same length, but it's a little bit shorter in the width. Now, I'll get rid of that piece. I need to cut this piece also at 14. No, this one I have to cut a little bit shorter, at 14.3, because I'll use that on the inside of the card. Now, while I've got my cutting machine out, I'm going to grab the Distressed Gold. Now, that comes in, you get 2 sheets in a pack. Yeah, I love this. As you can see, there's not much left. I'll have to get some more soon. But it's got that lovely old worldy gold feel about it. You can see that, you know, it's as if the gold's just worn a bit much. So I'm going to use this, and I only need to cut 1 centimetre, 2 strips of 1 centimetre. And again, one will be for the inside of the card. Where'd he go? Oh, yeah, there he is, he's tipped over. Couldn't find him. One will be for the inside of the card, and one will be for the outside. So the outside of the card one, I need to cut at 14.8. And the inside one, 14.3, which is half a centimetre shorter. Now, I'm going to take my 2 bits for the inside of the card and put them aside for a minute. And I'm going to take my trimmer and put that aside. We don't need that again. What we do need to get, though, is some paper. I'll just grab a sheet. I can use some small pieces, but I need to grab just one sheet. I did cut the inside of the card piece. So I grab a sheet of the basic white paper. Get rid of those 2 gold bits. And I'm going to cut an inside piece for the card, which I cut at 14.3. So it's half a centimetre smaller. Again, I've got half a sheet that I can use another time. And I'm then going to cut this at 10 centimetres. Again, that's half a centimetre narrower. So it just fits inside the card like so, with a border around it. And so I'll put that aside for after, when we do the inside of the card. And I've also grabbed just a scrap piece here that I'm going to stamp on. So the first bit of stamping I'm going to do is our lovely lady, or mother and child. And I'm going to stamp it in Coral Calypso, the same as the card. So I'll put it this way. And it's a large stamp, so you've just got to make sure you cover it well all over and stamp it on. And that just gives you that image. And because it's got so much detail in it and shading, I'm not going to colour it. If I stamped it in perhaps black or basic grey, I might put a bit of colour into it, but today I'm not going to. I'm also going to use another piece of scrap that I've got over here. And I'm going to take the stamp, and that's been just thrown on, how to get your stamp straight. Line it up on your grid paper and line your block up with your grid paper, and then it's straight. So then you know you're stamping fairly straight, I find. It makes it easier. So you are amazing. And Mum from that other set underneath. You are amazing, Mum. So that's the stamping for the front of the card. Now, I'll just close that. Get those stamps out of the road so we don't make a mess. Usually I clean them straight away, but not while I'm chatting with you. I'll do that after. That's work. Now, I'm going to cut this out. There's no dies, but it's a pretty easy image to cut out. I just follow along all the markings. And you'll notice I'm turning the paper, not the scissors. I get the scissors open and slowly I'm closing them as I turn the paper. And then I start again. And that's the way to fussy cut and have nice smooth lines. It's a bit hard to see. I'm probably not far enough on the camera, am I? So, again, slowly closing, just twisting around. It's a beautiful sunny day today. That must be why she's wearing a hat in this image. Actually, where we are, it's late autumn and it's starting to get cool, but we're supposed to have a really nice sunny day today and tomorrow, so I hope so, because I'm being spoilt tomorrow and taken out for breakfast at the Yacht Club in Ballarat. So there's our image. Now, I'm going to, you can sort of see it building up. That's going over there and that's, but I need a bit more and I need to cut that out. So to do all that, I'm going to bring in the stamp and emboss machine. And someone said to me, anything you buy this week for yourself can be considered a Mother's Day present. So here's mine. For those that don't know, this is a Stampin' Up's large or normal size cut and emboss machine. To give you an idea of the difference, that's the large one and that's the small one. Have I got them both on screen? I hope so. They take up a lot of room. So it's a bit hard to see, isn't it? The big one's so big. But if I move it slightly, you can sort of see. Anyhow, that's that was my Mother's Day present to myself. So let's do some cutting and see if it works. Now, I've only run through this once with this new big one. So I'll put this aside for a minute. For those that are wondering, for those that have one, you need your number. Then you put your die cutting edge plate down. Then you pop down, which is number 2. So you need a number 1 and a number 2. Then you pop your number 3 down. Then you're going to pop down your paper and your die, and then another number 3. So what I'm going to do out of this set of dies, which is called artistic dies, and there they are there, I'm going to cut one of these leaves in the distressed gold. So I'm just going to cut a piece. Where does it fit best? I might just cut it along there. You can see I cut something out. I just cut around the die roughly, because I don't want to waste any of the paper. Now I'm going to place that down there with this one on top. Put it aside. We'll get this fella in and we'll run it through. Oops, slipped. I can't put it all on the screen. I'm sorry, it's just so big. And there it goes. So we have now a leaf. I'll just push this to the side for the minute, and I'll just poke this through so I can get it to come up. There we are. And you've seen me do this before. You just, to get all these bits out, you just poke them through. And to clean it off, I'm just going to put this over the rubbish bin and scrape it off, and that'll get all the little bits off. So I'll do that because I want to use it again. Come on. Because I want to use a different die now. Got my number 3 there ready to go. And I'm taking, I told you I'm mixing and matching everything today. I'm taking this one. And I'm going to cut twice. Where did I put it? Over here. I'm going to cut both of these pieces. One for inside the card and one for out. The one for the card front. So again, I'm just placing it down. And I'm placing this about there. And I'll get the handle out of the road. Still got gold bits. I'll put this one down. Now I noticed last time I tried to do this it moved a bit, so I had to encourage it to stay where I wanted it. And it's still moved. That's not too bad. Because I sort of want it fairly straight. Right, we'll pop that through the Big Shot. That Big Shot was the old name, sorry. The cut and emboss machine. And that's given me this lovely edge. Not sure if you can see it there. Now I'll pop that aside. I want to do that again, but to do that I just need to pop these pieces out. So I get a nice clean cut, and I'm going to do it with this piece here. I think I'll do it that side. Now I don't need all this, I only need about that much. So I'm just going to see if I can get this to sit down. That's not too bad. again pop it through the cut and emboss machine. Now, someone this week was asking me about the cut and emboss machine. That's why I wanted to show you how good it is. And I must admit, I do love this new one. So I'll put my plates aside and I'll fold my machine up and pop that over the side too. So now we've got a nice card front, and I'm going to pop this underneath here, like so. So what I'm going to do first is glue that gold piece down. Use my bone folder. Again, someone was asking about bone folders. Bone folders are really good for making sharp folds. And now that's lying flat rather than trying to raise up. And I'm going to pop that. That's the short one. That's for inside the card. We'll do that one in a sec. So I'm just going to use some of the multi-purpose glue, which I love. This is, remember, it has wiggle room. So if I don't get it on straight, there we go. Just a bit all the way down. I've got room to wiggle it around. Get it to where I want. Where if it was one of the other glues, like tear and tape, or the stamp and seal, once you stick it, it's stuck. And then this one, I just want it there. So we've got a bit of gold showing through. Now, I've got a bit of glue that's come off from underneath, so I just use a dry wipe to get that off. So that's given us a lovely card front to build on. And on the inside of the card, we'll get that going, is the same. I'm just going to put this, but instead of having any white showing on the other side of the gold, I'm going to put it right to the edge. And I just lift it up and push it. And that's the beauty of wiggle room. You can make sure it's exactly where you want it. And then pop on this piece. So again, we're marrying up the front of the card with the inside of the card. And that's got to go down a fraction. And that one's hanging over a fraction, so I'll just give it a clip. There. So there's the inside of my card nearly complete. I've just got glue on my hand, so I'll just use white to get some of that off. Sorry about that. Can't do anything with sticky hands. Now we're going to take this stamp. May all the love you gave to me come back to you on your special day. I think that's a lovely saying. And I'm just going to stamp it here. So there's room to write. I don't even know if I stamped that straight. I don't think I did, but that's what makes it a homemade card, isn't it? If it's not quite perfect. And then we'll glue that on the inside of the card. Again with the multi-purpose. Right, that looks good. Now I'm going to pop my leaf, my distressed gold leaf, along like so. And I just put a dab. I could have used I've forgotten what they call it, but it's like a sticker that you can put on the back and then cut it out. I could have used that, but I didn't. So I just put a little dab. I just want tiny dots where it's sort of a little bit wider, and if the dot's too big, I just tap it along. Come on. Oh, that one's way too big. Get some of that glue and put up here, down here. This glue isn't cooperating too well with me today. There we go. Now we're going to have a bit of a mess on that piece of paper, so I'll show you what I'll do in a minute. But let's get this onto the card. Oh, come on. Now again, I'm just going to use, well, that's the wet one, I'll use the dry one to stick it down. Oh, I don't want to stick. Not enough glue on you. I have to put a drop more. A drop, that was half a bucket. There we go. Now, oh, I've forgotten to cut one thing out. I haven't cut out our sentiment, so we'll have to do that. Next, I'm going to place our mother and child onto the card with dimensionals. Make her hat stay up with a couple. I tend to use a lot of dimensionals because I like to know it's not going to be pushed down in the middle. Some people use a lot less than me, but that's just me. And we'll just take these backings off. And place her on the card. Just down here, I'm covering up the bottom of the stem so the leaf just comes out the side. Now, I've got to bring back the cut and emboss machine, but I'll bring back the small one because I only need to do one more small cut, and that's to cut out Your Amazing Mum. And to do that, I'm using another new die, and it's called the Countryside Corners. And it's a fabulous set of dies. I'm going to use the middle one, well, not the middle, but the smallest one. I don't know what, it's 8 sides, so that's an octagon, is it? I don't know if it's an octagon when it's not all even. So we'll take this, open it up. This one doesn't have all the plates. It has a plate 1 and a plate 2. This is a lightweight one for carrying around. I'll just cut that bit off the bottom so I can get it in. Pop it on there. Pop my die on where I'd like it. Still a bit of glue on my fingers. Everything's sticking to me. There we go. Quick run through. All right. Put her away. Now I'm going to place this die, because it's the size that I tend to lose, straight back on. some plates away. And I'm going to pop, I've got to be careful not to use that side where all the glue went. Pop some dimensionals on here. And I'm going to pop that there, about there. And then card always needs bling, so these are the irresistible pastel gems. I think these ones are in the catalogue. And it actually comes in gold, balmy blue, you can see I wrote on the front here, and coral calypso. Now coral calypso is what we've used here, but I've only got 2 little ones, so I might just, I'll use my pick, I might just put one of these, say, here, and one here, and I'll use one of these white ones down here. And that's it. That's my card for today. A quick and easy card that you can whip up for someone. I hope you like it. I hope it's something you think you could do yourself. It's with the right equipment, it's very easy. Now I'll turn you back around. Let's go back up. Oh, I better flip it first. Otherwise you're only going to see all that. We want that. No. Now, that looks better. Lavender, that was a bit silly. I hope it hasn't stopped. It looks like, oh no, there it's going again. Oh dear me. All right, so hopefully you've enjoyed seeing that and seeing that card, and you think you can make a card, go for it. Mums love homemade cards. Have a great weekend, and if you're in around Ballarat, we've got a class on Tuesday here, and it'll be at the Robin Hood Hotel at 10 o'clock on Tuesday, but you need to contact me and register so I can have the kit ready for you. Otherwise, I will see you here next Saturday, and we'll come up with something different and exciting. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.